Alright, so here's the problem here again, and we are going to put some dimensions on here and figure out on our own the formula for the surface area of this can, which hopefully you've already tried to do. If you didn't, well, you're lazy. You should be really ashamed of yourself. Live with that. Okay, so there's the radius of the can, and the height of the can right here, this height, is equal to this height right there. Obviously, this is not to scale. Okay, and so the area here is the area of two circles and the area of this rectangle here. Okay, well, the area of the circles here, this is the whole surface area here, is going to be 2 times pi r squared. Okay, because each circle is pi r squared. So this is pi r squared, and so is the other one. So times 2 gives you the area of the top and the bottom of the cylinder. The area of the rectangle is just length times width. So to add in that length times width, but I don't know what that length is. Whoops, that's not how you draw an arrow. Like that. There we are. I gotta find what that length is. I'd like to do it in terms of either radius or height, and I can do it in terms of radius if you recognize, okay, that this can, if you start cutting, I'm over here now, if you start cutting here, or if you cut this in half rather, this rectangle wraps right around the can once. One complete revolution, if you will, or one complete distance around. The circumference is the word I'm trying to avoid saying. It's the circumference of the circle on top. Erase. Go away. There we are. Okay, so the circumference of the circle on top is given by, well, this is 2 pi r. Okay, so this is also 2 pi r right here. That's the circumference of the can, and thus this thing here wraps around the circle once. So that means the area of this then is going to be 2 pi r, that's the length, times the width, which is the height. Okay, so I have pi r squared times 2 and 2 pi r h. And that is the surface area of a cylinder. Okay, let's try a different object here and see if you can figure this one out on your own. Okay, so this is a square base. Well, let's just say it's a pyramid. Let's not say it's a square base pyramid. Let's say the length and width are different. Okay, the only thing we need to know here, though, before we figure this out, is something called the slant height. The slant height goes from there down to there. That's called the slant height. And what's important to notice is that the slant height for both of those faces might be different depending how, if you have a square base pyramid or rectangular, etc. And so if you have different lengths and widths, those can be different. So then again, keeping that base, that's the rectangular base, on the ground and then kind of flapping it open, see if you can first of all draw it in two-dimensionally and then work out in terms of the length, the width, and S1 and S2, work out the total surface area, and we'll compare answers in about, well, as soon as you finish working and unpause the video. So pause the video now and try and work that out on your own. Did you pause the video yet? Do it! Okay, so I'm taking pity on you just in case you got stuck. Okay, this is what you should have to start. And here's the length, here's the width here. This would be S2. So would this here also be S2, and this would be S1, as would this one here. Okay? Now try to pause the video again. Make sure you know how to get this. Surface area, go. Do it now. Okay, well, hopefully you stopped and you figured this out on your own. So the area of the base is just length times width, that's easy. And each triangular face, is just half times the base times the height, or half times the length times S2 for this example over here, okay, or half times the width times S1 for that example there. But we have two of them, okay? So I'm going to multiply each of those by 2 to get the total surface area. So the final answer is going to look like this. Okay, it's going to look like that in factored form at the bottom there. I factored out the 2 from those last two terms. You get the idea, okay? So there are other formulas given to you in the textbook. That's fine. I'm going to have you do another example or two on the next video, and we'll make sure we go over this all in class tomorrow. Okay, so next video, here we go.